Hello students, you're welcome back to Institute School. My name is Mr. Emmanuel, your business studies tutor. On this session, we will be concluding solving questions from 2022 Bece Business Studies questions. And in the previous sessions, we have treated questions 1 through 70. And so we will continue from question number 71. Question 71 says, oral communication can be made through dash. Is it through business reply system, or telephone, or telegram, or telex? Oral communication. Telegram and telex allows for only written communication. Business reply system also allows for only written communication to be communicated. But a telephone allows for instant oral communication and feedback to be gotten. So the correct answer is option B. Question number 72. The sign run on means what? On a system, when you see the sign run on, does it mean to take a new page, to make a new paragraph, to start a new sentence, or to underline the word? The sign run on means to start a new sentence. So the correct answer is option C. Question number 73. Which of the following best describes a balance sheet? Is it a statement of assets and liabilities, or is it an account, or is it a ledger, or a control account? A control account is a memorandum account that is used to check the accuracy of the ledger. A ledger is an account that you transfer your information from the subsidiary book. It is an account of holding, while a statement of asset and liability is it shows the financial position of the business at the end of a business year, and that is what your balance sheet does. Your balance sheet is a statement of financial position at a particular time, usually the end of a business year. So the correct answer here is option A. What best describes a balance sheet is that it is a statement of assets and liabilities. Question number 74. A business organization that is found by 2 to 10 persons or people is known as dash. Is it a sole trader, partnership, cooperative, or limited liability company? Now, the question says 2 to 10. A limited liability company is found by, depending on the type of limited liability company, from 7 and above. If it's a private limited liability company, above 2. Now, cooperative societies do not have restriction on number. A sole proprietor is found. A sole proprietor business is founded by only one person. But a business organization that is found by between 2 to 10 persons is known as a partnership business. Question number 75. All the following are basic codes of dressing except 1: casual dressing, formal dressing, prestigious dressing, and ceremonial dressing. Casual dressing is the dressing you put on when you are not on any special assignment, like what you put on when you are at home. Formal dressing is when you are in an office environment. Formal dressing is the dressing for a formal or office environment, while ceremonial dressing is the dressing for special occasion. But there is no regular basic code of dressing that is called prestigious dressing. So option C is the odd option, prestigious dressing. Question number 76. The function of Food and Drug Department is to dash. Is it to protect the consumer from paying exorbitant prices, or to control rent that is charged by landlords, or to fix prices for some essential commodities, or to ensure that drugs to be sold are tested for safety. The essence of the Food and Drug Department in Nigeria is called NAFDAC, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. The essence is to ensure that food and drugs that are produced or sold in the country are of safe quality. So the essence is to ensure that drugs that are sold are tested for safety. Option D. Question number 77. The class mark of class interval 60 to 70 will be dash. How do you get class mark? You get class mark by adding the lower class boundary plus the higher class boundary, that is 60 plus 70, then divided by 2. 60 plus 70 would give us 130. 130 divided by 2 will give us 65. So the correct answer here is 65. The next question, question number 78. This is the part of profits distributed by a company to the shareholder is called dash. Is it pay slip, capital, dividend, or net profits? Pay slip is the document that shows the income of a specific worker. Capital is the resources that is set aside for setting up or running a business. The dividend is the part of the net profit that has been set aside for distribution to the shareholders. So the correct answer here is option C, dividend. Question number 79. All these are related to water transportation system except for one: liners, ships, ferries, or cars. Liners are big ships that are used in international travels. Ships are used in water transportation. They are bigger than boats, they are bigger than ferries, but not as big as ocean liners. Ferries are small capacity water transportation equipment. They are not as big as ships, but they are bigger than boats. But cars run on road and not on water transportation. So the answer here is option D. Cars are not related to water transportation system. Question number 80. What is the reward for entrepreneurs as a factor of production? What is the reward for entrepreneurs as a factor of production? Is it profit, rent, interest, or wages? There are 4 factors of production. The reward for land is rent. The reward for labor is wages. The reward for capital is interest. But the reward for entrepreneur is profit. So the correct answer is option A, profits. Question number 81. The following are departments in an organization except dash. The following are departments in an organization except dash. A, sales department. B, production department. C, music department. D, accounts department. The sales department of an organization is responsible for making sales, for selling their products. The production department is responsible for producing the products or the commodities to be sold. The accounts department is responsible for keeping the financial transactions or record of financial transactions of the organization. Business organizations do not have music departments. Question number 82. A special place where typing is done in the school is called dash. Do you have a typing area in your school? When you have a special place where documents are typed, whether questions or letters or correspondence of any type, it is called a typing pool. You have different typists, various typists in that area doing typing. It's called typing pool. Question number 83. The following are methods of making payments except payments by receipts, payments by cash, payments by check, or payments by bank drafts. When you buy products, how do you pay for it? You could either pay by cash or pay by check. You could also pay by bank drafts. A bank draft is an instruction that a bank draws upon itself to pay on request. But you can't pay by receipts. Rather, a receipt is given to you after making payment. So the answer here is option A. Payment by receipt is not a method for making payments. Question number 84. Dash is used for storing information. This should be quite easy. Paper, computer, calculator, or drawer. This is simply computer. Question number 85. Which of the following is an internal letter of an organization? That is, a letter that is prepared and sent within an organization, so within departments of an organization. Is it informal letter, narrative letter, formal letter, or memo? Now, there are two broad classifications of letters: formal letter or informal letter. Formal letters are written to people who you may not know or do not have personal relationship with. Informal letters are people who you are very conversant with and you have personal relationship with them, like your brother, your friend in school, your parents, or your child. But formal letter is sent either to your boss or your colleague or to a customer. Now, letters that are sent within an organization is called a memo. It is called a memo. So the correct answer is option D, memo. Question number 86. Something you desire which may not be necessary is called dash. Something you desire, something you want, but it is not necessary is a want, need, choice, or demand. Demand is the quantity of goods and services you are willing and able to buy at a particular time for a specific price. Choice is your option of buying among a set of possibilities. So when you have different things that you can buy and you have taken one of those options, then that option that you have taken is your choice. Needs are the basic necessity for survival. You need clothing, you need accommodation, you need food. But wants are mere desires that are not necessary. So the correct answer here is option A, wants. Question number 87. The form given to a visitor to fill on his arrival at the organization is known as dash. Is a business card, a visitor's form, a telephone message pad, or a credit card. It's clearly not a credit card. Credit card is used for payments. It's not a telephone message pad because telephone message pads are used to take down information from a telephone conversation. A business card, also known as an introductory card, is used to give details about yourself, where you work, and your contact details. But a visitor's form is used to get the details of a visitor who have come to an office. So the correct answer here is option B, visitor's form. Question number 88. The amount by which goods are bought is called dash. The amount that you bought a good. Is it selling price, profit price, cost price, or estimated price? The amount you are selling it is the selling price. The amount you bought it is the cost price. So the correct answer is option C, cost price. Question number 89. The calculation and payment of workers' salary is the responsibility of dash department. Is it accounts department, sales department, production department, or administrative department? The administrative department is in charge of policy making and implementation. The production department is in charge of production of goods and services. The sales department is in charge of selling the goods to customers, while the accounts department is in charge of keeping all financial transactions, and which include buying, selling, and payment of expenses with salaries inclusive. So the correct answer here is option A, the accounts department. Question number 90. This is the act of putting the typing sheets into the typewriter ready for typing is called dash. The act of putting the typing sheet, that is the paper, into the typewriter getting ready to type is called dash. Is it inclusion, insertion, fixing, or exiting? Now the act of putting paper into the typewriter is called insertion. You are inserting the paper into the typewriter. So the correct answer here is option B, insertion. Question number 91. Application software can be used to do all except one of the following. That is, you can use application software to do 3 of these except for one. One is to draw pictures. Option B says to play game. Option C says to clean the computer. Option D says to design a card. You can use a software to draw pictures. You can use a software to play game, but you cannot use a software to clean the computer. You have to clean it yourself with a dry clothing. Do not clean your computer with a wet cloth. You could damage your computer. So the correct answer here is option C, clean the computer. No software will clean your computer for you. You do it yourself. You may get a robot to do that, but a robot is not an application software. So option C is the answer. Question number 92. Department that formulates the organization's policy is the dash department. So this should be an easy question. We already treated it previously. Is it the marketing, transportation, personnel, or administrative department? The department that formulates policy and implements those policies is the administrative department. Option D. Question number 93. Tax collected by governments on locally made products are known as dash. Is it import duties, value added tax, excise duties, or personal income tax? Import duties are taxes that are imposed on goods that are imported into the country. Value added taxes is the tax that is imposed on the value addition of a product, whether it is imported or locally produced. Excise duties are taxes that are imposed on goods that are produced locally, while personal income tax is the tax that is charged on individuals' income. So the correct answer here is option C, excise duty. Question number 94. The following are types of stock taking except dash. A, annual stock taking. B, periodic stock taking. C, moving stock taking. And D, perpetual stock taking. Stock taking, we explained earlier, is the act of physically counting the stocks in the warehouse to ascertain the number of stocks that are left. There are different types of stock taking. We have the annual stock taking, which takes place every year. We have the periodic stock taking, which takes place at periodic time. It could be every week, it could be every month, it could be every quarter at a fixed periodic interval. Then we have the perpetual stock taking. This takes place at random times. There are no, unlike periodic time that there are fixed time for it, a perpetual stock taking takes place randomly over the life of the business. There is no type of stock taking that is called moving stock taking. So that is the odd option out. Option C, moving stock taking. Question number 95. A computer system has two major elements. Every computer system has two major elements. Is it the hardware and globalware, or the memory and keyboard, or the system ware and software, or the hardware and software? Every computer system is made up of the hardware that you can see and touch, and the software that you cannot see but is what is powering the hardware. Just as you are, you're an hardware, but you have life in you that people cannot see and touch. So the system also has the hardware, like the monitor, the keyboard, the CPU, the mouse. You can see and touch them. But there is a software component of it that powers the hardware, like Microsoft Windows and other softwares like that. So the correct answer is option D, hardware and software. Question number 96. Continuous random stock taking, usually carried out throughout the year, is called dash stock taking. Is it perpetual, periodic, annual, or biannual? Biannual means 2 times a year. Annual means every year. Periodic means at specific periodic intervals. But perpetual means random stock taking that takes place over the year. So the correct answer is option A, perpetual stock taking. Question number 97. The process of gaining the knowledge and skills needed in managing consumer resources is known as dash. Is it consumer participation, or consumerism, or consumer education, or consumer rights? Consumer rights is all the rights, the privileges, the entitlement that a consumer have. Consumer education is the knowledge that you have or you need to manage your consumers. The essence of it is for you to better serve your consumers. Consumerism is all the coordinated activities towards protecting the rights of the consumer. So the correct answer here is option C. Consumer education is the process of gaining knowledge and skills that are needed in managing consumer resources of a business. Question number 98. What comes out at the end of processing a data is called dash. Is it inputs, instructions, programs, or outputs? What goes into the computer is inputs. Instructions are directives on actions to be taken. Programs are sets of instructions that guide an activity. But outputs is the result of input into a system. So the correct answer is option D, outputs. Question number 99. This says the excess of current assets over current liability is called dash. Is it working capital, fixed capital, circulating capital, or reserved capital? And the answer to this is option A. Reserved capital is that aspect of capital that has been kept for reinvestment. Circulating capital is the capital that is used in the day-to-day running of the business. Fixed capital is the capital that has a lifetime or a lifespan of more than 1 year. But working capital is the assets that is used in production or in the business's operating activities. It is usually calculated by subtracting the current liability from the current asset. So the correct answer here is option A, the excess of current assets over current liability. That is, when you subtract your current liabilities from your current assets, what is left is the working capital, option A. And finally, question number 100. Carriage inward is added to what? Is it sales, purchases, capital, or net profit? What is carriage inward? Carriage inward is the cost that is incurred from transporting the goods that has been purchased to the factory or to the organization. So you go to the market, you bought a whole lot of things. The money you pay to transport those goods to your house is carriage inward. Now, in business or in accounting, this cost is added to the cost of the purchase because it is associated with the purchase. So carriage inward is added to the purchase. Option B. And that brings us to the end of our questions. 100 questions from 2022 Bece examination. It's been nice having you on this session. Do enjoy our other classes at Insta School. Thank you and have a nice time. Wish you success in your exams. Bye.